Get into all of that today, and
Yes.
I mean all of it.
All right. I can't wait.
On Lidline Sports with Renault, Pepe Bean. I'm Granville, Emerson. We want to thank you for listening. We've got breaking news. The Seahawks trade for Texans offensive tackle, left tackle, Duane Brown. They give up Jeremy Lane. Bye, boy.
Yeah. That's no surprise. He's been on the outs for a while, and he hasn't really been the same since the Super Bowl when he got the interception and destroyed his arm and knee.
You know, I was dreading him getting back into the lineup. Like,
Right.
You know what I mean? Because Justin Coleman, he's been the best nickelback that I've seen since in the last few years. I mean,
that was a good trade.
Yeah, from the New England Patriots.
Right.
I mean, he's been flat out balling.
You think they could use him?
He's been balling on special teams as well. So I felt like Jeremy Lane in that contract, he just signed a big contract. I mean, he had $2 million and some dollars left to pay on that contract, but, you know.
He was the odd man out.
He was dispensable.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He had dispensable on his forehead. Like, really, you know, as you approach the trade deadline, you look at, like, the Seahawks had $2 million to play with in the salary cap. And so if you could get somebody for around $6 million and get rid of Jeremy Lane's contract at the same time, that's a wash.
Yep.
They give up a fifth-round draft pick
Right.
in 2018 and a second-round pick.
Ooh,
That's a big one.
that is big.
But, you know, if you look at our offensive line and the chance to get a three-time Pro Bowler like Duane Brown, he was a Pro Bowler in 13, 14, and 15. Hopefully he can return to that type of form.
Or be close, you know.
Yeah, I mean, with the Seahawks. But
teach a Fetty not to jump.
Well, hey, that's the thing.
And penalties and all that.
If you think about it, we've not had any good offensive tackles in a while.
Right.
I mean, our offensive tackles made Russell Okung look like a Pro Bowler. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, and, you know, in fairness to Russell Okung, he is a serviceable left tackle.
Right.
He's not a dominant left tackle.
Not like he was projected to be.
Right.
And actually how he started off.
Right.
He started off like gangbusters, but then, you know, something happened. He fell off.
He's still solid. He's solid with the Los Angeles Chargers.
Hey, good for them.
And so, but I think that Brown, I mean, if you look, like, we need something, man. Like, our offensive line, that was a little, hey, how are you? Thank you. Our offensive line, man, like, yesterday, Sunday, versus the Houston Texans, this is the stat of the day, Pep.
Okay, give it to me.
Russell Wilson went back to pass. Jadeveon Clowney hit his wrist as he was going forward.
Yes.
And the ball came out. At first it looked like an incomplete pass.
It did.
But then, upon replay, you see that his arm was not coming forward, although the ball went forward, right, and was recovered by the Seahawks.
Right.
And for 15 yards, and they got a first down.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Crazy.
Right?
Yeah.
That play was more yardage than we rushed for the whole day.
Definitely.
Right?
Exactly. If it wasn't for RW getting those rushing yards, you know, they would have had, I think maybe the running backs I'm speaking of, Lacey and Rawls would have combined for about, 2 yards total?
Yeah.
If that?
Yeah. I mean, it was
that.
It was bad. I mean, it was bad. And you know, I listen to people talk about, you know, how bad our running backs are. And as I say, and even I said this on last week's broadcast, and I didn't know that dude was going to run for like 170-something yards as we were talking about him. What's his name? From Arkansas?
Alex Collins.
Alex Collins.
Hey,
right?
Let me just go ahead and make a statement right now. I didn't like Collins, and I was glad when they cut him, but I was mistaken.
He can ball.
I will concede that I was wrong about Alex Collins. So
And
you heard it here first, folks.
So I would hope that Snyder and Pete Carroll and everybody else, all their scouts, would understand what I understand, that it ain't the running backs, it's the line.
Yeah.
Them dudes, man. Yesterday, Eddie Lacy, by the time he got the ball, he was getting hit by 2 or 3 dudes.
Already.
Like, there's no push on the line of scrimmage.
And Rawls, as soon as he hits the 1 yard mark, he was getting knocked around.
Exactly. And so, hopefully, that Brown and the rookie, Ethan Posick, who is pretty good.
Right. Getting there.
He'll be between 2 Pro Bowlers. Between Brown and Justin Britt.
Yes.
Hopefully we can run off the left side now.
Yeah.
That would help.
That would help.
That would help. If we could run off the left side. Like the right side, you got Ode Ibushi and Jermaine Ifedi.
Right.
They need to step their game up. Okay? Kudos to them in the pass blocking though. And I just think the pass blocking is easier because after Russell Wilson escapes pressure 3 times, the linemen, they can't really just rush.
Right.
Like they want to rush.
Right.
They're tentative. Right?
Yeah.
And they're looking for Russell where he's going.
Yeah.
So,
they don't know.
They don't know. And so that's just a tribute to Russell Wilson. This has got to be, and you're listening to Lidline Sports with my dude over here, Renault Pepe Bean. I'm Granville Emerson while he's talking while I'm talking. This has got to be the craziest World Series ever.
Bro, that was the best game ever in the World Series. When I was watching that.
That game looked like my frat league softball game.
Man, it was like
13-12.
It was breaking necks. The crowd was breaking their necks every time. Like a tennis match. What the heck? That ball going. But that game reminded me of '76 in Red Sox versus the Big Red Machine, Carlton Fisk, all that. That's always been considered one of the top games. But that one last night, oh man, please, by far, instant classic.
Yeah, you'd have thought by the score it was the Houston Oilers versus the old LA Raiders.
I'm telling you.
And the Raiders got a safety.
And who'd have thought when you had Clayton Kershaw pitching to start, and he staked to a 4-0 lead, that at the end of the day, you'd see no more Kershaw, and you'd have a 13-12 game. I mean, that's ridiculous.
So I predicted that the Dodgers would win in 6. And my prediction was based upon Clayton Kershaw being able to have 2 starts in those 6 games.
Right.
Which he did. He let me down. And I don't know who let me down more, either him or their closer.
Oh, yeah.
What's that dude's name? Kenley Jansen.
Yeah.
And Kenley Jansen is the best closer in baseball. And this dude blew a save in Game 2.
Yep.
And then he lost Sunday night in Game 5.
Yeah.
Like, come on, Kenley Jansen. You're choking, man. You're out there looking like Tony Romo.
And so the Astros, the Astros,
baseball.
The Astros, flying a little high right now because they got Verlander tomorrow night. And, Verlander, he didn't pitch all that great in Game 2. They won it, but it wasn't because of him, So we'll see if he redeems himself or, when you have big scoring games like 13-12, 11-8, and all that, you figure the next game everybody's going to struggle. That's just the way it happens. They're going to struggle to score. So tomorrow, I'm thinking, it'll be like a 3-2, 2-1 game. And you know what? Dodgers at home, I'm going to say they're going to take that one. And then Game 7, all bets are off.
You said the Dodgers are going to beat Verlander?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. They're at home. Home cooking stands for something.
Okay. Well, I'm hoping Verlander has a Kershaw game. But there have been 22 home runs hit.
Oh, yeah.
A World Series record.
It's ridiculous.
101 home runs in the postseason. What in the entire juice / slick ball baseball conspiracy, I can't say it. Conspiracy is going on, man.
Man, them things was flying out like Delta Airlines, bro.
The ball is juiced, man. It's obvious the ball is juiced. And I ain't mad at Major League Baseball, all right, because it's made the game exciting.
Hey.
Right? This got me. People are like, well, this is going to bring people back to Major League Baseball. They're going to want to watch Major League Baseball now.
Well, 23 million people watched last night.
Yeah.
More than the Sunday night football game for the second year in a row that the World Series has eclipsed the NFL as far as ratings concerned.
Who was playing in the Sunday night game?
That would be the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Detroit Lions.
Oh, not a bad matchup.
No, not bad.
Not a bad matchup. But anyway, man, I don't. It's not gonna have me watching baseball, but it definitely has me watching the World Series.
Well, I don't watch regular season much, to be honest.
Why?
It's hard.
Why?
It's hard.
It's a sedative for me.
But playoffs, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's a lot of home runs, man. So, if Houston is going to win the World Series, they're going to have to take Game 6. And if they win Game 6, that means they will have won 2 straight games twice in a 6-game series. They deserve to win if they do that.
Right.
They're the better team.
Right.
If they do that, win 2 games in a row twice, which is really hard to do. All right, and then close it out on the other team's turf.
Yeah. Yeah, nobody likes to lose a championship on your own home field. Nobody likes that.
If the Dodgers lose, I'm blaming the series on Kershaw and Jansen. You are listening to Lidline Sports with Granville, Emerson, and Renault Pepe Bean on Rainier Avenue Radio.world and TuneIn.com. Sports!
Yes, sir. You remember that, right?
Pep,
yes, sir.
isn't.
Yeah.
But folks fighting mad already.
Well, it was WWF. I don't know about fighting, but they sure was wrestling. They were wrestling.
Folks, if you didn't see it, we're talking about the dust-up between Draymond Green of the Golden State Warriors and Bradley Beal of the Washington Wizards, where he came down, actually John Wall came down the floor and Draymond Green clotheslined him like he was a BB.
Yeah.
And so the next...
Was that 80s, 90s basketball he was playing?
It looked like Detroit basketball.
Yeah.
And, he's from Michigan, too. So
right. That's right, because he went to Michigan State.
Yeah, so it looked a little bit like that. And then Bradley Beal protecting his teammate after a rebound. Just straight gave him an old school LAPD chokehold.
Yes.
They went wrestling out of bounds. But what's up with the cheap Nike jerseys? I've seen 3 torn.
Tore up.
Draymond Green came out of that whole dust-up altercation.
Yeah.
His jersey looked like Herschel Walker's tearaway jersey. You remember when he said them tearaway jerseys?
Or Ezekiel Elliott's little half jersey look.
I'm like, come on, Nike. Even our jerseys at Seattle Prep from Nike, and I look at them like, these joints is cheap. They look good from the stands, but upon close examination, them jokers, Nike's bopping people over the head.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, Nike, you stealing.
Yeah, Bradley Beal got fined $50,000. Draymond $25,000. Kelly Oubre came in swinging. He got 15 and no suspensions.
Yeah.
Except for the player that left the bench.
That's an automatic suspension.
Absolutely. Yeah. But I'm just surprised that there was no suspensions from the altercation. But, they Mr. Green was upset because he got fined $25,000. He said it doesn't add up. I'm like, well, okay. Why doesn't it add up? And he's saying, well, the NBA told him that he didn't disengage. Well, how could he?
He was on the floor.
Yeah, how could he disengage? I can see his point on that.
Yeah,
but listen, you're gonna get fined, bro.
Well, if you look at the whole thing, it's like you started it, Draymond. If you would have never clotheslined my man, nothing would have happened.
Bam.
You know what I mean? And so basically, I think they fined him for that because their reason for finding him does not make any sense considering he was in a chokehold.
Right.
And got taken down in the chokehold. Like what? And then everybody just ran on over there in the corner, so you couldn't even see what was going on.
No.
So, speaking of chokehold, somebody gonna put Stephen A. Smith in the chokehold one day.
And I think the number one candidate right now is going to be J.R. Smith.
Stephen A. criticized J.R. Smith for wearing his hoodie on the bench, saying it reminded white people of Draymond Martin. What the hell?
Man, what is it? As a matter of fact, everybody's got the hood.
Yeah, I mean, it's the
NBA thing right now.
Yeah, I was.
So what is Stephen A. talking about?
I don't know. Well, he kind of retracted his statement later on and tried to make excuse after J.R. Smith came after him.
Yeah, I mean, J.R. tweeted out Uncle Tom to the fullest,
I didn't see that.
Yeah, he said Uncle Tom says, don't get mad at me because y'all show trash. Ratings are down. It's no secret. Everyone knows. The best part about it is you take time off. So he's ripping them.
So, my whole thing is, like, Stephen A., your whole premise for your statement made no sense.
None.
Like, the whole argument in the Trayvon Martin case is just because somebody's wearing a hoodie does not make them a criminal, thief, thug, or a criminal.
You got one on right now, and I don't consider you a criminal by any stretch.
A smooth one, though.
Yeah, okay. Bam.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal.
That was not planned, folks.
I never went to court, y'all. Never went to jail. Never. That's not my deal. Anyway, so I don't get that. JR told Stephen A. keep my name out your mouth unless you're talking about basketball.
Right.
It's something that I did.
Makes sense to me.
On the court, people act like they're not just 7 games into the season. They're already in a panic about Cleveland being in 8th place.
Yeah, got blown out by the Knicks the other night. I mean, blown out. At home, again.
I mean, come on now. It's the NBA.
Yeah.
And it's the beginning of the season.
Warriors lost at Detroit.
Yeah, exactly. It's the NBA. You got professional basketball players. I keep telling everybody, now they got 15 dudes on the bench. That 15, you say 12 dudes, the 12th dude.
Right.
The 15th dude on that bench can ball you up.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
You can go to any park and just tear your butt up.
Just flat out ball you up.
Mm-hmm.
So on any given night, any NBA team can beat any other NBA team during the regular season.
Definitely.
I mean, dudes is traveling, especially, where was that game? Was that game in New York?
It was in Cleveland.
It was in Cleveland?
Yeah.
Okay. I was going to say especially if you're in New York because there's all kind of distractions. But even if it's in Cleveland, I mean, you half the time when the team is bad, you kind of take a mental night off. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, upsets happen. So, it's not a big deal. They're saying LeBron doesn't have it anymore. He's not going to make it to the – I guarantee you that Cleveland will be in the NBA Eastern Conference Finals. They're going to be there. They're 3-4 now.
Right.
People forget that when LeBron was with Miami, his first year, they started 8-9.
Right. They struggled mightily. But they're not the only team struggling right now. San Antonio, the team I like rooting for. The Warriors, like I said, lost to the Pistons last night. So Cleveland's not the only one struggling.
Yeah, I mean, it's
the Clippers just got beat for the first time.
Yeah.
To Detroit. I think it was Detroit. So Detroit's been on a roll. They beat the Kings, Clippers, and now the Warriors.
Well, the Pistons are leading the Eastern Conference. They're 5-2.
There you go.
And on a 3-game winning streak.
Hey, there! I just called it out.
You called it out. So I mean, unless you're the Chicago Bulls, which are 1-4, or the Atlanta Hawks, which are 1-6,
in
the East. Dallas and who else is in the
But
West?
your boy is balling pretty good.
The
Dennis Smith Jr.
The Sacramento Kings are another team with
I saw them the other night.
They're extremely young, and not only that, the veterans that they got are not stepping up like veterans and balling. So that's an issue. And they're young dudes.
Yeah, and their former teammate came in there and just destroyed them. Hit 41 and 23. Boogie.
You knew he was going to do that, man.
Yeah. I was happy. You know what? I was happy to see that.
Some other
because I was happy to see that from him. He didn't show any negative emotions or anything like that. He was just playing ball. And I like to see that out of him. He's a phenomenal player, too. Well, big man, one of the best big men in the league. Him and AD are like, wow. They just need some more pieces around him.
I told you when he got traded that Boogie was a good dude. I went down there and did my investigation firsthand.
Right.
And everybody talked very, very highly of that dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I mean.
So you think they gave up on him too quick?
I do think they gave up on him too quick. And I just think that they were in that fire sale mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Where they were just
yeah, because whatever they were doing wasn't working.
Yeah.
Ever.
And so we're trying to, clear cap, trying to make moves towards rebuilding a new team.
Yeah, they were mired in mediocrity,
Yeah.
So they had to do something.
They have a good young nucleus, though.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to struggle. I mean, I always say this. I mean, there's two ways to build a team. Do you build a team by trade?
Right.
And by signing big-time free agents, or you try to draft a team and develop them like the Golden State Warriors did.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely.
And, up until the last championship where they acquired Kevin Durant, the second-best player in the league.
Hey, free agency.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying.
Thank you, Kurt Flood.
in terms of
Spencer Haywood.
Spencer Haywood in the NBA.
Yes.
Did you all know that Spencer Haywood was not allowed to play in the NBA? He had to go to court, all the way to the Supreme Court. And while he was fighting his case and was allowed to play, that they would introduce him as an illegal player. Can you imagine that? Now starting it forward for the Seattle Supersonics, an illegal player, Spencer Haywood.
That is insane.
That's crazy, man. The T-Wolves beat OKC twice at the buzzer.
Within a week.
That was just a great thing to see.
I like it.
Me too. First one was on a bank shot, a three-point bank shot by Andrew Wiggins.
Yeah.
Did you see the last one?
I did not.
It was hilarious. They had the ball with a chance to win, right? And Westbrook and Carmelo Anthony couldn't figure out who was going to take the last shot. And at the last minute, Westbrook throws the ball to Carmelo Anthony with not enough time to really shoot it. So he just chucked it up there and missed it. It was hilarious. It looked like Keystone Cop. I'm like, y'all got to get that figured out. Who's going to take the last shot?
They're scoring all right. Their defense is a problem.
Yeah, well, I never thought that. Carmelo don't play D, and Paul George is not really a defensive player. So where are you going to get defense from?
Well, hey, I'm not the one to put them on the team. I'm just going by what I know.
Memphis Grizzlies are 5-1, pretenders.
Yeah, I think so.
They're pretenders.
Yeah.
They could be formidable. I mean, they got Gasol and Mike Conley. Those are two good dudes.
Yeah.
And they might be formidable if Chalmers and Chandler Parsons. Chandler Parsons, both those two dudes, Chalmers and Chandler Parsons, are some underperforming dudes. Way
big under.
underperforming.
Yeah.
So we talked about the worst teams in the league are the Grizzlies, Clippers.
You mean
best teams. Grizzlies, Clippers, Pistons, and Celtics top the division. Bulls, Hawks, Kings, and Mavericks are the worst in the league.
Yeah. What about the Suns? The Suns should be down there too, I think.
Yeah. The Suns are not rising.
Then last week they got beat by the Chargers, and tonight they're facing the Chiefs. I don't expect them to win that game. And next week
they're losing 17-3 at halftime.
See, there you go. And then next week they got to play at Philly. So, boy, teams that you're used to seeing up there ain't gonna be up there.
Yeah, well, it's kind of shaking out
But when you don't have a quarterback, what we always say, if you don't have a quarterback, you got no chance.
Speaking of quarterbacks, the Patriots traded Jimmy Garoppolo to the San Francisco 49ers.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Interesting. I thought so too, but I'm not a really Garoppolo fan. But
I know, but they must expect that Tom Brady gonna play forever.
Well, who's their backup now?
I don't know.
I think it's you, man.
They got rid of Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah, he's with the Colts.
Right, and now they got rid of Garoppolo.
Yeah.
So those were their three QBs.
Yeah.
I don't know who their backup quarterback is now.
Yeah, I don't know.
It could be Joe Smo.
Must be.
I have no idea.
Well, you still throw at a high level, don't you?
Yeah, man, but my knees won't get me around that corner like I used to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I can't run that read option like I used to.
Oh, okay. Nice.
It's funny how they call it the read option. Back when I ran it, it was just a veer.
Yeah.
With
yeah,
variations.
remember that? Yeah.
We ran a pro-style offense with a veer with variations offense in high school. So the Pittsburgh Steelers are back 6-2, top the AFC North.
Yeah, got a bye week, and then we got another bye because we play the Colts after that.
The Chiefs will probably be 6-2 tonight after beating the falling
Denver
Broncos. Who they've not been. I mean, they act like the New York Giants saw them before they lost to the Giants.
Yep, and that was it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Man, the Bears, Zach Miller.
Oh.
Did you see that?
I did.
Oh man, that was terrible.
Man.
Out for the season.
They had to have emergency surgery.
Emergency surgery on a damaged artery in his left leg.
Yes.
They had to take skin tissue from his right leg and graft it.
Yep.
And he's still in the hospital being monitored for his to make sure his vascular
that's
system.
life-threatening.
Yes. They thought that they might have to amputate his leg at one point.
Oh my goodness.
Whew. So prayers are with you, Zach,
Yes.
former Seattle Seahawks.
Yes.
In that game, Mitch Trubisky was 14 for 32 for 164 yards and interception. Way to go, Mitch.
Yeah.
The Steelers, we already talked about them, but I do want to mention the rookie.
Juju Smith-Schuster.
He is flat out balling.
Yeah.
7 catches for 193 yards.
97-yard TD.
Yeah, he's
Martavis, you want to shut your mouth now?
Yeah, man.
But, I remember...
I'm waiting for them to trade Martavis.
Well, I remember the last guy that talked all that mess, Mike Wallace. Anybody can tell me where he is now? I know where he is now, but...
Is he in Miami?
No.
Where'd he go after that?
He went from Miami to Minnesota. Now he's with Baltimore.
Oh, okay.
Doing nothing.
No wonder. I'm not watching Baltimore. Is Philly for real?
Looks like it.
7-1.
Yeah. I mean, right now I got to say yeah.
Carson Wentz, 61% completion percentage, 16 touchdowns and 5 interceptions.
Yeah.
But they ain't played nobody. The only team they played was the Rams, and they lost.
Well, they lost to the Chiefs.
Or the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, yeah.
That's the only team that they really played. Who they played?
They haven't played Dallas yet.
No.
And they played the Redskins twice and beat them twice already.
No big deal.
Right. And like I said, they've lost to the Chiefs. They beat the Bills. I'm not sure who else they played.
Yeah. Let's see.
Yeah.
They beat the Redskins, lost to the Chiefs, beat the Giants. Okay.
Yeah.
Beat the Chargers. Wow. Beat the Cardinals. Oh my God, that's a great win.
I remember that one.
Beat the Panthers. That's actually good. That's probably a good win at Carolina
on a Thursday night too.
Yeah, 28-23 at the Panthers. Yeah. Beat the Redskins and beat the Niners. So I'm not impressed. All right, I'm not.
Well, they're beating teams they should beat. So okay, 7-1. All right.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. All right. So if you have any comments on what we're talking about here on Lidline Sports, we encourage you to share them with us on Lidline Sports on our Facebook page, and like and follow us on Facebook. You can email us at lidlinesports@yahoo.com. This is Lidline Sports with Granville, Emerson, and Renault Pepe Bean on RainierAvenueRadio.world and TuneIn.com. Now, Pep.
Yes.
It is time for the Seahawks.
I don't want to talk about that.
Go ahead, man. You know you got something to say. What you got to say about them Hawks?
Man, well, we talked about the running game, which they didn't have one, but Russell Wilson did his thing. Paul Richardson, Tyler Lockett, Doug Baldwin, all the receivers basically came through. But I remember I told you towards the beginning of the season, I said there's going to be a game that the Seahawks defense is going to struggle. And they're going to need today was what happened. The Texans came up here ready to play. Amid all the controversy with their owner, Bob McNair, what he's calling his own team inmates, they basically came out and said, we're going to put it on you. Catch up if you can. And, they came out like gangbusters, throwing a bomb to, who was that? Will Fuller for the first touchdown. And then, Seahawks got a pick six. But you know what I like about DeShawn Watson, the quarterback for the Houston Texans, rookie, by the way, is that he doesn't seem phased. He got pick six. He got picked off, but he still kept coming. He still brings it. And at the end of the game and listening to the post-game shows and pressers with Seahawks players, from what I understand, everybody loved the guy. I mean, they fell in love with him right there. When your opposing team is giving you all kind of love and props, you're doing something. He looks like a Russell Wilson, only bigger, and he's got some studs. I mean, DeAndre Hopkins can flat out get down with anybody. I don't care if you got Richard Sherman draped all over you. He can flat out get it on anyone.
I'll say this, that Deshaun Watson is an indictment on the implicit bias, if not outward racism, of the NFL. There is no way that any quarterback gets drafted before him. If he is white, they are salivating over Deshaun Watson. A dude who completed 60% of his passes in college, can throw every pass there is to throw.
Every pass.
He's 6'4". He went to the national championship one year. The next year went back and won the national championship against the best college defense in the country, and they were taking other quarterbacks ahead of him.
Yeah. Cleveland did. Chicago did. What?
How is that even possible?
I don't know.
Chicago and Cleveland, their GMs need to be fired. I mean,
Cleveland is getting what they deserve. They're 0-8.
The same thing with Dak Prescott. I mean, he didn't take his team to the national championship, but he took a perennial loser in Mississippi State. Before Dak Prescott got to Mississippi State, Mississippi State football was garbage.
Yeah.
He singled up to a prominent ranked program by himself, basically. And anybody who's watched Mississippi State, they know that.
Right.
So how does he go to the fourth round? And I was saying, man, we need to draft that dude. We need to I mean, like, okay, he would have been back up to Russell Wilson, but we'd had a great backup.
Oh, my God. Seriously. This guy's something else. But, speaking of Russell Wilson, boy, you got to give him some props. 146 to go. He had already thrown a pick, and you got to give credit for one thing, Seattle's defense, because once Russell threw that pick, Houston could not get a first down. Because had they gotten first downs, they could have ran out the clock.
Here's my thing, Pep. I want to give out these numbers right quick.
Sure.
Because Deshaun Watson and Russell Wilson had a NFL record-setting day. Watson set the record for 400-plus passing yards, 4-plus passing touchdowns, and 50-plus rushing yards. No quarterback had ever done that in the NFL.
Amazing.
Russell Wilson set the record for 450-plus passing yards, 4 TDs, and 25-plus yards rushing. No quarterback had ever done that before. And so...
yeah, he was the rushing attack.
Yeah, that was a record-setting day. And I want to say this. If the Seattle Seahawks have anybody not named Tom Brady as quarterback, they'd be 0-7 right now.
Yeah.
Especially if we had Joe Flacco.
Oh, man. Jay Cutler.
Or any other starting quarterback in the league. Not named Tom Brady. Maybe Tom Brady. But I don't know. He'd probably be hurt.
Yeah. Yeah, with that line, he'd be out.
Yeah. So, Russell Wilson is a phenomenon. just a flat-out phenomenon.
Yep. And you know what? He ran those plays with precision. That fourth quarter, and then even in listening to the replay, the announcers were caught off guard because they were expecting him to spike it at one time.
Well, I thought that was brilliant.
So did
I thought that was brilliant. I didn't see it. I was driving en route.
Right. That was because he caught him off guard. Jimmy Graham scored the touchdown, and even announcers were like, "Whoa, wait, what's going on?"
You see it so many times. They threw the pass to Tyler Lockett, and according to what I heard, he runs the ball to the middle of the field.
And he actually helped the official put the ball down, spot the ball.
So it was hurry up, tick, 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 tick. Traditionally spike it, but no. Drop back. And then threw the ball to Jimmy Graham where?
Down the middle.
Down the seam.
Yeah. But, Russell said that, when Houston had the ball and he was going over plays already. Because, he said, hey, we're getting the ball back. So we're they already went through their plays on the sideline with what they were going to do. So that was good.
Prior to that, Russell Wilson has had 22 fourth quarter comebacks. Was there any doubt in anybody's mind if he got the ball back that they were going to score? Like, you just know.
Yeah.
That's what that dude does.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But when you're 2 minutes and below and you got a quarterback that can get you 80 yards like that, you got an elite quarterback.
Yeah, well,
not everybody has that.
He's definitely an elite quarterback.
Yeah, for sure.
There's no way around it. He's definitely one of the top 5. I think I'd take him over any other quarterback. And it's miraculous what he's done with the shoddy offensive line that he has. I mean,
and his deep balls, man, they are so pretty to watch.
Do the Seahawks need to trade Jimmy Graham? No.
For what?
Well, that was the talk around the city.
Yeah, I know.
Get rid of Jimmy Graham.
Heck no.
Just
throw him the ball.
You know who they need to trade, though? That dude, Trey Madden, is garbage.
Well, he had one play.
Their fullback?
He had one good play.
But that was a trick play. Nobody expected him to catch the ball. He should have scored.
Yeah.
He caught the ball in the middle of the field with nobody on him. He was running like me down the field. It got tackled, man. He looked like he was running in quicksand. But he cannot block.
No.
Why do you have a fullback? I mean, he's missing blocks left and right. I mean, he cannot block. So why do you have a fullback that can't block?
I don't know.
That's just, I mean, go.
Well, they got 2 running backs that can't. I know.
Every running back looks bad if they can't get past the line of scrimmage.
That's true. Absolutely.
That's just the way it is. If you can't get past the line of scrimmage, it ain't your fault. It's the offensive line's job to open a hole.
Yeah.
Now, if they open a hole and you can't get through the hole, that's a whole different thing.
Yeah.
Right? Or if you don't see the hole, that's really what most running backs' problems are. They don't see the hole. And so, I think that...
Well, that's what makes Le'Veon Bell so intriguing, I guess. Because the delay that he has, and then he follows his guy and then picks the hole and he's gone. But I don't know how you do that. Their offensive line must be phenomenal, because I know Seahawks running backs can't sit there and look and survey because they get hit as soon as they get the ball.
Yeah, but Le'Veon Bell, his running style cannot be duplicated.
No,
that's just him. This is a talent.
But it's just amazing how he does it.
Yeah, it is. It is. Yeah, I guarantee you, if he was running for the Seahawks, he would not be getting any yardage.
Well, he could. Yeah, no, absolutely not.
Well, hopefully that changes now.
Yeah.
Cougs did in a loss to Arizona.
Yeah, Khalil Tate, you've been talking about him, and man,
I got a question for you. We talked about this before, Pep.
Mm-hmm.
So they benched Falk again.
Yeah, I was going to get to that. Sure.
So my question to you is, when you bench your starter and bring your dude off the bench, how many interceptions does he get to throw before you bring your starter back in?
Yeah, Leach, what are you doing, man? How long has Falk been there? He's been there, 3-4 years?
Yeah.
Why are you benching him?
I don't know.
And then Helinski comes in there and he throws for 500 yards. Okay, yeah, I got you. But why was he in? He shouldn't have been in there in the first place. And then Leach said that, he thought about taking it out. He thought about it, but he just never did it. After, even after 4 interceptions. I'm like, what are you doing to Falk?
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Exactly. Helinski threw
because he said he want. Sorry about that. He said he wanted Falk to see the field. He's been seeing the field for 4 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, if he can't see the field now.
Well, Helinski wasn't seeing the field throwing 4 picks and 1 pick 6 for 66 yards.
Yeah.
He wasn't seeing the field.
What the heck are you talking about?
Khalil Tate, though, he is the truth.
Dude, 4 games he's played.
4 games.
4.
10 for 17, 275 for 2 TDs in the air.
He's already rushed for 800. And like,
can I finish my stats?
Yeah, sorry, man. I'm just excited.
Then,
my bad.
And then 13 carries for another 146 yards and an 82-yard touchdown run. And you were saying...
I was saying he's played 4 games, and he's got like 848 yards already, and he's already being mentioned for the Heisman.
He should be mentioned for
the
Heisman.
I'm not saying they're wrong. I'm just telling you a fact.
And they're 4-0 in
that
space of time. So... Huskies grind UCLA 44-23.
Yeah. Well, that was a good company. Man, that ground game was hot that day.
Myles Gaskin, 27 carries for 169 yards and a TD.
Yeah, but that kid, Ahmed, every time he touches the ball, he's making long runs. Whether it's a return or whether it's but they don't give it to him.
I mean, he averaged 6.7 yards per carry against UCLA, but so did LeVon Coleman.
Yeah.
Coleman.
I said
he carried the ball 14 times for 94 yards.
Yeah, they were all hot.
3 TDs, Pap.
Yeah.
3 TDs.
They were all hot.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
But still, when I see that Ahmed, man, I'm so impressed with him. He's a freshman, so man, just get him the ball, please.
They had their rushing game going, as Pep was saying.
Yeah.
58 carries for 333
but Jake
yards.
Browning looks like he has digressed.
Yeah. He was 8 for 11 for 98 yards and interception. And he looked like he had no confidence whatsoever.
Yeah.
No swag whatsoever. Like, Jake Browning, you look swagless right now, bruh.
What's going on?
I don't know, but he needs to find it. He needs to find it quick.
Especially going deeper in the season.
Well, we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Pep, did you get a chance to see the Ohio State comeback
I
versus
did.
Penn State?
Was
that incredible?
Man, it was crazy. Penn State was dominating that game right from the start. Dominating. And then all of a sudden, fourth quarter, Mr. J.T. Barrett goes off. Give us the stats, brother.
Well, he completed his last 16 passes. He was 13 for 13 in the fourth quarter for 170 yards and 3 TDs.
Man, that's a good game
in
for
the fourth
anybody.
quarter.
That's a good game for
in the
some
fourth
folks.
quarter.
Yeah.
And I mean, he was dropping dimes, man. He was throwing that fade. He was putting it on dudes across the middle. I had not really watched J.T. Barrett like that, like I watched him on Saturday.
Right.
That dude probably should be the first pick in the draft. Yeah, that dude is good. Mm-hmm. He's good. He's got all the intangibles. He's like DeShawn Watson. He's not maybe as good a runner, but he has poise in the pocket.
Right.
He has a strong arm. He's accurate. He can read coverage. Mm-hmm. Hey, he's having a Heisman Trophy year. And so that game may have sent him to New York. Now, he's got to continue doing it.
Yeah.
But I don't see any quarterbacks out there doing what he's doing. I mean, they talk up Sam Darnold from USC, but he's been terrible.
Man, he's dropped off. Yeah.
Josh Rosen,
he got hurt.
Yeah, he got hurt, but still, he's not making his team win.
No.
I mean, so
because UCLA is mediocre with him.
Yeah. So hey, Iowa State knocked off TCU. That's the second time that they've knocked off a top 5 opponent.
Yeah, you better pay attention to them.
Big games coming up. They play Oklahoma. I like Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
They play Oklahoma State.
They're fun to watch.
They're ranked 11. They're fun to watch. They play Oklahoma State November 5th, and then they better watch out. They go to K-State on 11/25.
Okay.
Top 10, Alabama's number 1. Georgia is number 2. I don't know if I can believe Georgia number 2. Ohio State is 3. Notre Dame, I like Notre Dame a lot. They might be the number 2 in the country. They might be my number 2. Notre Dame, they've got a great defense. Their quarterback can throw it. He can run. Their running back is dynamic. He's had like 4 games in a row of touchdowns over, I think, 60 or 70 yards.
Oh.
The dude is a beast.
Yeah.
And so, their offensive line is dominant.
Now, they're ranked 5, right?
They are ranked 5.
Yeah, Wisconsin is 4.
Clemson 6, Penn State 7, Oklahoma 8, Miami 9. I don't think Miami should be 9.
You know what? That's my squad, but I got to agree.
TCU 10, Oklahoma State 11, and the Huskies are 12 to round out the top 12 because the Huskies are in the top 12.
There you go.
What's going down in the town?
Well,
I want to give a shout out to my Seattle Prep Panthers. They were the state academic champions for 3A classification.
Whoa.
And they went out and beat the favored Chief Self Seahawks Friday night, 33-8, to advance to the state football championship series.
Man, that's
round
awesome.
of 32. What you got?
Well, the Seattle Sounders are in the playoffs. They played a game against the Vancouver Whitecaps.
And Major League Soccer should implement my rule and get rid of the goalies so we can have some more goals because it was 0-0.
0-0 draw. And the Sounders can get put out if there's any scoring whatsoever on Thursday because of the road scoring rule. Is ridiculous.
Well, they'd have to, not if they won like 2 or 3.
Well, if they win, they're good.
I got you.
But if they tie, they're done.
On behalf of Renault, Pepe Bean, I'm Granville Emerson. Thank you for listening to Lidline Sports. You can listen to us on Rainier Avenue Radio.world and TuneIn.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. On the gram. Tune in next week for more great sports talk radio. Right here with my man, Renault Pepe Bean.
Yes, sir.
I'm Granville Emerson. Holla. Sports!
You got a kick out of that one.
To handle the rapid growth, new residents commuting to work there. The winning city for